Reading last night if you were out with the kiddos or even out yourself, maybe passing out some of that candy. Certainly a nice evening for that, especially once we lost some of the wind. That was a little bit of an issue early on in the evening, and that wind, it will be back for us again today. So get ready for cool conditions to continue. Let's get out to your traffic camera network so you can get that commute underway this morning. And we're not seeing any delays here. We'll keep an eye on it, though, as the commute gets underway a little bit later this evening. Want to jump right into some of the data that was presented at the Climate Summit, and that's still ongoing, by the way, early this week, too. But the main focus is on all these countries coming together, including the United States, on cutting down emissions to avoid a general increase in the temperature of the entire Earth's climate, if you will, of about 1.5 degrees Celsius. So this is the projection if emissions are cut. Substantial emissions, by the way, not only here in the U.S., but of course worldwide in several other countries. Notice we get close to that 1.5 degree rise in Celsius temperature here through the year 2100. If we keep things as is, the status quo, notice it's a much larger rise here in temperatures, and actually could rise by 2100 by the year there up to 4 degrees Celsius. And that's huge when you think about in terms of warmth. And this is the entire planet, by the way. This is just not looking at our temperature here in the Quad Cities. But we can do that now. This is the actual what we're looking at in terms of our observed average temperature here in the Quad Cities. So if we see these significant cuts here, notice our average temperature is just a little bit shy of 55 degrees. Right now the average about 52 degrees or so. If we see no emission cuts here, our average temperature could actually rise much closer to 60 degrees by the year 2100. And by average temperature, I mean all your daily highs and your daily lows for the entire year combined into one. That is a much warmer climate than where we are right now. That means a shorter winter and likely more extreme drought in the summer especially. Take a look at the nationwide data, by the way, too. This is what happens in terms of that temperature change if there are no changes to the ongoing emissions right now. Look at the big chunk of warmth coming in here to parts of the upper Midwest. And you know what warmth means, especially for this area. Lighter winters in terms of snowfall, and yeah, more drought. That's exactly kind of the end consequence here, right for the Midwest. You get more temperature extremes, more drought. It also means, too, that you could potentially be dealing with more wildfires on the West Coast as well. We're already seeing that. And then as you move further east, you're looking at more powerful hurricanes, rather, and that is certainly something we have seen our fair share here, especially in this country. Back closer to home as we get a check of that forecast for today. It's going to be a little bit cooler. Temperatures only in the upper 40s because of all of this. Just wall-to-wall cloud cover expected, and a stiff breeze, too, out of the west for most of the day. We'll be into the upper 20s tonight as clouds start to work their way out slowly but surely here. And then more sunshine tomorrow. But that sun's not going to do much for temperatures because we have a weak cold front pushing through in the morning. That's going to reinforce the cooler air that's over us and actually knock us down about a degree by the afternoon. So outside right now in the Quad Cities looking at upper 20s, so a freeze going on right now. And we'll keep these freezing conditions around for the next 4 days or so. Big improvement, though, by the weekend we'll be in the 60s by this time next week with no chance of rain from now until then.